Hey guys, my name's Khadroth, and today I had a quick PSA I wanted to give you guys about the Miss Crane shop that's going to be coming to an A. So some of you guys might have actually noticed how if you go into the Da Vinci shop, you're going to see this icon that's saying kind of, preparing and like we'll be ready soon. That is the Miss Crane shop. This is going to be your new shop for all of your costume needs. Now, when it first comes out, not everything's gonna be there. And in fact, still on JP, not everything is. And I'm gonna go over the exceptions here in a second. The thing you guys need to know about it is all the costumes from everywhere else in the Da Vinci shop are going to be moving to it. So it now gets its own section, keeping it away from the other things that you guys can spend rare prisms on. Now, again, the thing to understand about this is it's not gonna be available as soon as the event ends. I actually had to research this for the new player guide that I did. It's not really available or shown anywhere else, and no one was really sure how it happened. And on digging, we actually discovered that it comes in the middle of the Camelot Grail front, which seemed a little bit weird, because I believe in the Camelot Grail front, you also end up having another crack at basically, and I think it's one of the first ones that goes into the Miss Crane shop, but it's actually Mordred's Trifas outfit, her basically her hot pants that she wears that she looks really, really good in, right? Yeah, the source is literally myself here. But again, we ended up looking at it, and what it was is it was the Walt shop closing. So this should be about May of 2023 on an A is when I predicted it, and damn, that's pretty good because the Walt shop should, if you guys actually look at this, close on May 7th. So that's pretty good guesstimation for my guide all the way that far out when I wrote it over a year ago. And again, that pretty much holds true. It's right about what we expected. So expect the Miss Crane shop to come out on May 7th, okay? That way you guys have some sort of planning. The thing you guys need to understand though is one, how it works and what's available in it. So basically every single costume dress will eventually be there, with a couple of exceptions. Those exceptions as of right now on JP are the costumes from Gouda 6, the costumes from Gouda 7, the costumes from Summer 6, the costumes from Summer 7, the costumes from the Idol event that you guys are currently doing, and the story costumes that get released. So that would be something like, say, Kentoki's outfit from 5.5 will not be available in the Miss Crane shop because it's unlocked via story completion, or again, if you have to do some sort of quest after the story, there's an actual node out there for it. So again, outside of story quests, everything could potentially get added to the Miss Crane shop in time. In fact, most of these appear to be basically JP kind of has stopped adding costumes to the shop as they have gotten a little bit more busy. Maybe they're understaffed. We don't really know what's going on with JP and why the content pacing is falling off a little bit right now. But I assume they're going to continue to keep updating the Miss Crane shop, so expect these to all end up there eventually. The one takeaway, though, is that almost all of those other things were fairly recent. The Idol event, the Miss Crane event, wasn't. Again, the Miss Crane shop launches after the end of the Idol event, but the Idol costumes have never made it back into the shop. And the reason I suspect why is because the whole ticket system that they use, they kind of want them to be exclusive. And who knows, maybe they end up rerunning the Grail Live event at some point on JP, and that would actually allow them to, give some of those other units that they had teased as costume potential units. Maybe that would allow them to turn into idols for the Redux or something like that. So we have no idea what they would plan in that regard. All I can say is the PSA is to get your idol costumes in the event. Even if you don't have the unit, you won't lose it as long as you get it and unlock it, okay? That's the big thing you guys need to understand. You should have enough tickets in the event to actually unlock all of your costumes. So make sure you do that so that you don't miss out on them. Even if you don't plan on ever getting the unit, you might pick them up at some point later, and it might be nice to have that costume as a result. Doubly so, the other thing you guys want to pay attention to here is the way that the Miss Crane shop actually works. So again, even costumes in the shop that maybe cost, like, say, mana prisms and stuff like that, eventually, obviously the mana prism cost is going to stay there, but eventually the rare prism cost on everything goes away. Because one of the things they've started to do now on JP is they've started to say, as you progress through the story, you can get each one of these costumes for free. And so it'll end up where it doesn't cost you any rare prisms anymore. So now if I were to go back and look at my Miss Crane shop on JP, all the costumes that you guys can see in there. So for instance, like, let's say the Treefus costume for Mordred here, that's going to be one of the first ones that comes out. It'll say 5, but it'll have a dash through the 5. And that is just meant to say, hey, you've done the story requirement to make this costume free. If you manage to purchase a costume before they become free, then it will get refunded to you when that change gets applied. So I don't know how it'll come to NA, if they'll just go ahead and say, hey, they're free to begin with, and they'll just sort of retroactively apply that change, or if they'll just kind of roll it out just like they did on JP. All I know is eventually everything will be free in that regard in terms of rare prism cost. So don't worry about the rare prism cost of some of your favorite costumes. If you really want them, just get them, and eventually it'll get refunded to you. So again, that's the big important thing to understand about how the Miss Crane shop works. It will be coming probably May 7th, like I said. So just look forward to it and make sure you don't miss out on any of those costumes that haven't been added to the shop that I mentioned earlier. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys for the next one.